covering news across your hometown tonight. We're working hard for you. This is WHSV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Shelby Martin, and thank you for joining us. The Augusta County Sheriff's Office needs your help locating a missing woman. 37-year-old Erica Dawn Ortiz was last seen by a family member on Thursday. Her whereabouts are currently unknown. Ortiz is 5'4" and 120 pounds. With green eyes, she is pictured here with blonde hair, but the Sheriff's Office describes Ortiz as having brown hair. She may be driving a blue 2010 Honda CR-V with Virginia registration UBU-1122. Ortiz is from the Grottos or Samora area, but is unknown where she is currently living. If you have any information about Ortiz, please contact the Augusta County Sheriff's Department at 540-245-5333 or Crime Stoppers at 800-332-2017. First responders of the Friendly City got their steps in today at Bridgeforth Stadium, walking in memory of those who lost their lives on 9/11. WHSV's Cora Dickey has more on the story.
When terrorists attacked the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001, first responders had to climb over 100 flights of stairs to save lives. Today, Harrisonburg Police, Fire, and EMT climbed the many flights of stairs at Bridgeforth Stadium in memory of that sacrifice.
We climbed this for those that can't climb anymore. You always promised in this profession, whether you're a firefighter, dispatcher, or police, that you would always have your brothers and sisters back.
Emergency personnel are very committed, some even climbing to the top in full uniform.
We did it one year at 4 in the afternoon. I thought we were all going to die from the heat, but you know, we all come out here to do it. And it's every year nonstop. We always make sure we do it no matter what is going on in our personal lives, what's going on in our professional lives. We're always here to remember 9/11.
According to the 9/11 Memorial Museum, the tragedy took the lives of 2,977 people, including 441 first responders. To honor them correctly, Harrisonburg's first responders took no shortcuts.
Everybody says we'll never forget. So every step we take is a remembrance of those police officers and firefighters that lost their lives during that tragic event. So that's what you kind of think about. That's why, you know, when we climb these steps and we come back down, we never count coming back down because none of them ever got to come home.
Let's do this! First responders say they carry the fallen with them every day in their hearts and while on patrol. Working hard for you, Cora Dickey, WHSV.
Stony Creek's annual Freedom Fest in Greenville is honoring post-9/11 veterans, holding 2 days of concerts to raise funds and awareness for the Wounded Warrior program. 2023 marks the Wounded Warrior Project's 20th year. The organization helps veterans and service members with injuries and illness, both physical and mental, while serving in the military on or after September 11, 2001. And Freedom Fest is recognizing those who served.
All of this would not be happening if it was not for them. They are overlooked so many times, you know, and we just keep this effort going and growing every year to keep the motion going forward.
The goal for this year was to raise $150. Veteran Marine Daniel Miller experiences PTSD, but knows firsthand how the Wounded Warrior Project can save a life.
There are so many men and women that have come back from war that need the help, that need to heal, that need to be put on a path to recovery, a path to understanding what it is that they went through, just like me. They need that help, and so Wounded Warrior Project is going to be around for a long time.
Miller is confident that the Wounded Warrior Project and Stony Creek's Freedom Fest will be around for years to come.
Well, good evening, meteorologist Cody Barnhart. Certainly an active day for much beneficial rainfall for many locations. Take a look at the sky cam behind me tonight, Pepsi Central Virginia, downtown Harrisonburg. Things have quieted down now. Temperatures down into the 60s for many of us, still 65 downtown, 69 in Stanley. And radar-wise, most of this precipitation is moving out. A few heavier rain showers here off to the east, but some very impressive totals from a ½ inch to inch to some locations like Grottos and Brandywine, nearly 2 inches, but storms again on Monday. I'll have your details in just a little bit in the show.
The manhunt to find convicted murderer Danilo Cavalcante entered its 11th day. Today, authorities revealed that a doorbell camera captured Cavalcante last night at the home of a former coworker, some 25 miles away from the prison where he escaped. When Pennsylvania State Police surrounded a house on Coventryville Road, they didn't find Cavalcante. But they did come across a vehicle that the murderer had stolen from a dairy farm and later abandoned. Officials say the killer slipped past police barricade lines, likely through an underground tunnel or drainage ditch at Longwood Gardens.
I'm not going to make an excuse to you. I wish it had not happened.
The search for Cavalcante, who murdered his former girlfriend in 2021, has shifted to northern Chester County. Cavalcante went to 2 homes last night in an attempt to contact 2 former coworkers, neither who was home. In the door camera footage, he is seen clean-shaven and wearing a green hoodie.
His choice is to go to prison for the rest of his life. He chooses not to do that. Unfortunately, that is not what's going to prevail in the long run.
Cavalcante has been spotted more than 10 times since his escape from the Chester County prison. Meantime, immigration authorities have arrested Cavalcante's sister. She could possibly face deportation. Authorities would not say if they believe that Cavalcante is getting help from anyone to elude police. Walt Disney Parks and Resorts has dropped part of its lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The lawsuit now focuses solely on the claim that DeSantis and his allies weaponized their political power to retaliate against the company for exercising its First Amendment right to free speech. The suit is part of an ongoing conflict between Disney and DeSantis. Tensions rose last year after Disney spoke out against a bill championed by DeSantis that banned certain classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity. Dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill by critics, the bill passed and DeSantis signed it into law in March of 2022. The amended lawsuit claims that DeSantis has illegally punished the company since it spoke out. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is now available to millions of people nationwide who use American Sign Language, or ASL. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says the expanded service, launched Friday, is available for callers who are deaf, deafblind, or hard of hearing, using a video telephone. The caller is now connected to a counselor by clicking on the ASL Now button on the website, 988lifeline.org, and the following prompts. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra says that the Lifeline can now help many more in need during a mental health crisis. Among those who use ASL/AS as their primary language, the 988 Lifeline is a network of more than 200 state and local call centers. It's available to anyone seeking help with a suicidal crisis, mental health, or emotional distress. After months of picketing, actors and writers have revived a push for strikers to receive unemployment benefits. The Writers Guild of America joined Screen Actors Guild and other unions in a rally Thursday in Culver City, California, to show their support for Senate Bill 799. If the measure were to become law, workers in California would receive unemployment benefits after 2 weeks of striking. They've been on strike since May 2nd, and a similar bill stalled in the state Senate 4 years ago, facing opposition from the California Chamber of Commerce, which claims there's a difference between someone losing their job and someone who decides to strike. Senate Bill 799 must be approved by both the state and Assembly before Thursday, which marks the end of the 2023 legislative session. Still to come on the news tonight, we have minimum age limits for elected lawmakers. But what about maximum limits? Stick around.